All right, so are you ready to dive into some serious AI today? Because I am.
Always ready to geek out, especially when it's something as buzzworthy as Claude Enterprise.
Right. It's not every day a new AI tool comes along and everyone's saying, okay, this could be a game changer.
Yeah, the hype is real on this one, and you know what? Sometimes hype is deserved.
Okay, so let's break it down for our listeners because I know we've got some AI aficionados out there, but we're not all speaking algorithm here.
Exactly.
What is it about Claude Enterprise that has everyone so excited? I mean, we see new tools pop up all the time, but this one feels different.
It does, and I think it boils down to this AI is moving beyond just, automating little tasks. It's becoming this integral part of how businesses operate.
Yeah, and Claude Enterprise seems to get that they're not just throwing another AI assistant at the problem.
It's more holistic. I mean, they're talking about deep integration with the systems businesses are already using, like GitHub, which is huge for developers.
Huge, and GitHub is just the tip of the iceberg, right? I was reading they're aiming to weave Claude into practically every aspect of a business.
Exactly. And that's where things get really interesting because it's not just about making things a little bit easier or a little bit faster.
We're talking about a fundamental shift in how we work.
Potentially, yeah.
Okay, so big picture stuff, but let's get down to brass tacks. What can Claude Enterprise actually do?
So at its core, it's an AI platform designed specifically for businesses. And one of its claims to fame is its ability to handle massive amounts of data. Like we're talking up to 500,000 tokens.
Okay, hold up. 500,000 tokens. For those of us who didn't major in AI, what does that even mean?
Okay, so think of tokens as the individual pieces of information that an AI processes, like a word or a piece of code. 500,000 tokens is like feeding an AI War and Peace and asking it to analyze every single sentence.
Whoa, okay, that's a lot of brain power. So we're talking serious processing power, but it's not just about size, right? It's what you can actually do with it.
Right, and that's where Claude's real-world applications come in.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to analyze years of customer data, identify trends, predict problems, or even just automate complex tasks that used to take teams of people hours to do.
It's like having an army of super efficient interns who never sleep.
Exactly.
All right, so we've got power, we've got potential, but let's address the elephant in the room, ChatGPT.
Yes, the reigning champ of the AI world.
Exactly. So how does Claude Enterprise stack up against the competition?
Well, it's true that ChatGPT has the name recognition, and a lot of people are already using it, but Claude Enterprise is coming in hot with some serious advantages, and honestly, I think it has the potential to be a real contender.
Okay, spill the tea. What makes Claude stand out in this ultimate AI battle royale?
Well, for starters, that 500,000 token context window we talked about, ChatGPT just can't compete with that kind of processing power.
So it's like bringing a tank to a knife fight.
Pretty much.
I
And
like
it's not just about size either.
Yeah.
Claude Enterprise is also built with security in mind, which is a big deal for businesses, especially when you're talking about sensitive data.
Right, because the last thing you want is your AI assistant accidentally emailing your entire code base to the competition.
Exactly. And that's where Claude's security features come in. They've got single sign-on, granular permission controls, all that good stuff to make sure your data stays put.
So it's like having Fort Knox level security for your AI.
You could say that, but you know what really impressed me? It's the focus on collaboration.
Oh, yeah, I was reading about that. They've got these things called projects and artifacts. What is that all about?
It's like having a shared workspace inside of Claude itself. So instead of emailing code snippets back and forth or trying to decipher someone else's notes, you can all work together in real time.
That sounds like a game changer, especially with so many teams working remotely these days.
It is. It means faster iteration, quicker decision-making, and ultimately a more productive team.
Okay, so we've got the power, we've got the security, we've got the collaborative tools. It's starting to sound like Claude Enterprise is the ultimate AI Swiss Army knife.
It's pretty impressive. And when you add in the fact that it can handle up to 200,000 lines of code, it's clear they're targeting serious developers and businesses with complex needs.
200,000 lines of code. That's more code than I've ever seen in my life.
And it's not just about code. It's about any field dealing with huge amounts of data. Imagine being a financial analyst and being able to process years of market data in seconds.
Or a researcher sifting through mountains of scientific papers to find the needle in the haystack.
Exactly. The possibilities are pretty much endless.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Power, security, collaboration, massive data handling. It sounds almost too good to be true. But let's step back for a second and look at the bigger picture. Does Claude Enterprise actually have what it takes to disrupt the AI market? I mean, ChatGPT is a tough act to follow.
It is. And look, ChatGPT deserves credit for what it's done. It's brought AI into the mainstream.
Mm.
But I think Claude Enterprise is challenging the status quo in a really exciting way. They're not just trying to be a better ChatGPT, they're building something different, something more tailored to the needs of businesses.
So it's not just about being better, it's about being different. It's about carving out a new space in the AI landscape.
Exactly. And I think that's what makes this whole thing so interesting, because it's not just a two-horse race anymore. There's a new player on the field, and they're not afraid to shake things up.
Competition breeds innovation, right? So this could be good for everyone in the long run.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it forces everyone to up their game.
So what you're saying is this is just the beginning of the AI
But
revolution.
this is just the tip of the iceberg.
I like the way you think. But one thing that struck me while we were prepping for this deep dive is how Claude Enterprise seems to be approaching AI a little differently. It's not just about, let's automate everything and replace all the humans.
It's refreshing, isn't it?
It is. It feels like they're actually thinking about the human impact of this technology.
I agree. They seem to be very conscious of the ethical implications of AI, and they're building features that promote responsible use.
Features like what? Give us some examples.
Well, for one, they're really emphasizing data privacy and security, which is huge.
Especially in today's world where data breaches are becoming all too common.
Exactly. They're also building tools that allow humans and AI to work together more effectively. It's not about replacing jobs. It's about augmenting human capabilities.
I love that, augmenting human capabilities. It's
Yeah.
like giving everyone superpowers.
Exactly. And that's what I find so exciting about Claude Enterprise. It's not just a cool piece of technology. It has the potential to make a real positive impact on the world.
It's like instead of being afraid of AI taking our jobs, we can start thinking about all the amazing things we can accomplish together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about working smarter, not harder. And that's really the ultimate goal, isn't it?
Absolutely. And you know what else I appreciate about Claude Enterprise? They're not shying away from the ethical considerations.
Yeah, it's refreshing to see a company actually talking about this stuff.
Mm.
Because let's be honest, AI has the potential to be misused.
Big time. And it's not just about malicious intent either. It's about unintended consequences, biases, that kind of thing.
Right. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations about ethics and responsibility from the get-go.
Because once the AI genie is out of the bottle, it's hard to put it back in.
Exactly. So the fact that Claude Enterprise is building ethics into their platform from the ground up is a really positive sign.
It is. And I think it speaks to a larger trend in the tech industry, a growing awareness that we need to be mindful of the impact our creations have on the world.
Absolutely. It's not just about building cool tech anymore. It's about building tech that makes the world a better place.
Okay, so to wrap things up for our listeners, it sounds like Claude Enterprise is more than just another AI tool. They're trying to do something different, something special.
They are. And whether they succeed or not remains to be seen. But I'm optimistic. I think they're asking the right questions, and they're building the right tools.
And at the end of the day, isn't that all we can ask for? A company that's trying to make a difference?
I think so.
Well, there you have it, folks. We've gone deep on Claude Enterprise, explored its capabilities, its potential impact, and its commitment to ethical AI. Now we want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on this new AI player? Hit us up on social media or drop us a line. We love hearing from our listeners. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll catch you on our next deep dive.